Hello and welcome back to another article reveal. We are here with the newest article from Marvel Champions. We have Tigra, who is coming to us in the Civil War box, and I have VillainTheory here, who I'm hoping the audio works because I just fixed it this morning. Ideally, how you doing, Villain?
Testing, testing. One, two, three. Can you hear me? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm surprised to see an article just for one hero, but I'm very excited to talk about them.
Yep. Yeah, I was kind of expecting to see both Hulkling and Tigra in the same article, but then after seeing just Tigra as one article, now I'm really excited for both articles because more content is more fun, and I feel like we get to dive a little bit deeper into each one of the heroes if they get their own specific article.
No, I fully agree. When there's a hero pack, we have a lot to talk about. So just one hero is definitely going to be plenty to explore. And I have to admit, I've read ahead one card because you put the
Oh,
hero card in the thumbnail, and I couldn't help myself.
nice. No, I respect that. I respect that. So we had a little bit of a tease of what Tigra is going to be doing in the Civil War announcement box. That she was going to be kind of like managing minions, being a minion slayer. So any like idea, and I know you read ahead. I also read the card because I put it in the put it in the thumbnail. But
What?
any thoughts around what we're going to get in this article?
Well, excluding what I might have seen on the hero card, I mean, we speculated a bit in the last Shadow of the Cast, and I was looking at, in my head, she's going to be a little bit like Vision in intangible form. Those decks that gather minions, maybe some way to lower minion damage, which I'm still expecting to see, and a bunch of aspect cards that are good around minions, which might sound obvious, but I feel like Caleb's been doing a lot of minion characters lately. I feel like Winter Soldier and Magneto, but also the aspect stuff of like Iceman and Nightcrawler, like Change of Fortune and stuff. So I feel like we might get something kind of to complement some of that stuff.
Excellent. I'm excited. I think like yeah, I'm like I don't necessarily know what I am expecting her like specific cards to be, but I'm really excited to see how she interacts with like the minion slaying archetype with like Hall of Heroes and stuff like that. So
Mm.
we'll see.
I'm hoping for at least two cat puns, at least one in the card name and one in the flavor text.
Yes. Yes. Mm. Alrighty, let's dive in. Let's dive in. We've got chat similar playstyle to Winter Soldier is what chat is saying. That's kind of fun. Okay.
Ooh, that checks
Alrighty.
out.
So on the hunt, it's just instinct. This cat's got to hunt Tigra. And we were talking about it. Is it Tigra or Tigra? I think it's Tigra. Like it's a tiger, but who knows? I don't know.
I think it's Tigra, but there are they always say that your cards play them how you want. We can maybe pronounce them how we want. So I see it.
Yeah. I'm gonna fix chat live here just because that's how professional we are here, but just learning how to do all of this all at the same time. Boom, just
This
like
is how you know it's
that.
real.
This is how you know it's real. So not too long ago, we provided a first look at Civil War, which is the new customizable experience. A lot of good stuff that we talked about there. If you are curious about the Civil War first look, you can go check that out on the channel. But they did tease that we were going to get Tigra as well as another character called Hulkling in the article. And one of the things that I think we have learned, they did mention it in the designer panel at Gen Con, but the reasoning behind the choices of these heroes, Tiger and Hulkling, is that each one of these heroes played a spy for the other side. And so there was kind of a conscious decision on why they chose these two heroes. They're not super well known, but they also played this role as like spy for the other side. So I thought that was kind of an interesting tidbit of information.
Yeah. I've seen that in a YouTube comment, but it's interesting that the
Hmm.
designers really leaned into that as the like sole choice for it. And I wonder, will we see any spy stuff in their kits? I'm guessing not, but it'd be kind of fun if there
That
was.
would be wild. Okay, let's go. Nice. Okay, so Tiger read on to learn about her playstyle and how every minion in the game will learn to fear her name. What a hard line. I love
Ooh.
that. That's sick.
I was about to say that's strong.
Yeah, right? Let's go. So, as a police officer in New York City, okay, I don't think I guess I don't know anything about Tigra, so that's fair.
I had no clue. I had no clue at all.
Greer. No, Nelson. Hey, that's me.
Yep.
Hey, look at me. I'm in the game. Let's go. Okay, so Greer Nelson. I'm going to read this one because it has my name on it. I was going to let you read it, but then I got excited. Greer Nelson is police traded at a 3 recovery, and she has a action called Undercover Work. It says search your deck and discard pile for the copy of Hunted and add it to your hand. Limit once per round. Very Nightcrawler vibey, right? Going to go find a specific. I'm guessing it's an upgrade card.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like I'm gonna let the people know. I'm pretty sure you put that on a minion because the hero card I read ahead hints at that. But yeah, that's kind of word for word Nightcrawler. Just bam, but now it's hunted. But I'm guessing it functions very differently.
Yeah. Hand size of 6, hit points of 10, recovery of 3. So who knows how this is going to play, but my initial gut concern at this point is not a lot of recovery, okay-ish hit points, on the lower side of hit points, but if we are going to be dealing with a ton of minions, I'm a little concerned about how much damage is going to be coming in.
Well, if it's like the Tigra ally, she heals when she defeats minions, so maybe there's like a healing mechanic, but it could be risky though if you have you hitting minions, etc. So.
Yeah.
Something I want to point out that's really funny is the flavor text on the Greer Nelson side. It says you don't have to be an Avenger to protect others.
Nice.
But she is an Avenger.
Hilarious.
So
you don't have to be. It just helps a lot if you are. Okay.
I guess it means because when she's in the police. But
yeah.
Kind of funny.
No, yeah, that's fantastic. Let's jump to Hunted. Well, okay, that's the next card. Perfect. Hunted villain. Tell us what Hunted does.
That's a great question. So it's a 0 cost upgrade, but it has a little asterisk on it, which I'm curious about. So I guess we're going to read that now. So Hunted 0 cost upgrade. As an additional cost to play this upgrade, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion and put it into play engage with you. Attach Hunted to that minion and stun it. Interrupt. An attached minion is defeated. Ready Tigra. Okay, there's a lot going on with that card.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this is the first time we've seen a star on a cost of a card.
I think so as well. And I'm just trying to get my head around this. So you try to play the upgrade, but then you search for a minion, put it into play, and then you attach this. So you start to play it like in your play area, but then you find a minion and put it on that character, and then it's stunned.
Yeah.
So I've caught up with it now, but that's definitely a little bit involved. But I think once you do it once or twice, I'm guessing this is like her core mechanic. It should be pretty straightforward. And I like readying, so that's nice.
It feels almost like a redo of Valkyrie as well, with like the death glow, being able to ready when you take out that minion. It's actually 0 cost, so it makes me a little bit happier than the 1 cost death glow.
Yeah, and also, well, Deathglow is very efficient, I will say, but what I'm looking at here, it's search the encounter deck and discard pile. So you can get any minion, get a really weak minion maybe. That's very powerful. So that's kind of interesting, and that's going to definitely, obviously, combo well for the cards that are all the minion stuff in the game. I'm guessing some of her own stuff, but yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, or minions that are beneficial when you defeat them. Like if you're ready to take out like Dragon or something, right? Go get Dragon, stun them, and then you have 2 rounds to kind of take out Dragon and draw those cards when you get them. So that I like it. I'm curious how many copies of Hunted she has in her deck. If it's Nightcrawler, Nightcrawler has 3 Bamfs, and so I think that's kind of what I would expect. However, with her alter ego ability, Undercover Work, you can search your deck and discard pile, so you may have a little bit less, just because it's going to be easier, because I think Nightcrawler is only searching your deck.
It is. Yeah, I just realized that when I said it was word for word like Bamf. It's not word for word like Bamf. When you search for it, it's a little bit more flexible, so that's actually pretty nice. I feel like finding this minion and getting the ready is kind of nice on its own in a way. It will depend how it plays out, but I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that combos with this, I have to assume, which sounds really fun.
Yeah, we have a question from Gory's Mail. Why not just use the new forced action keyword rather than the star cost? Now, My interpretation of the forced action is the forced action is going to be printed on a card that has already been played, and I think forced action is only like active if it is a played or it's a card that is like on the table. I don't know if we have any forced actions in our hand yet.
I can also offer a different perspective. I don't think forced action would fit on here with the text, the amount of text that is taken up. I think it would they'd have to reformat the card.
Yeah,
There's a lot of text on Hunted.
there is a lot of text on Hunted. 96, don't really get the benefit of Hunted. You'll get a minion and destroy it with hopefully one attack. Then you're at the same state as before. Do I miss something? I think once we start looking at the Tigra card, it's going to all come full circle. So let's look at Tigra. Will you read us this card?
Yeah. So some people would say Tigra. We're going to say Tigra. It's a 1 fort, 2 attack, 3 defense. Very much Spider-Man, Peter Parker kind of style here. So more defensive than I was expecting, I think. Avenger traded, as I sort of gave away. Each minion with a copy of Hunted loses guard. So Hunted also removes guard. So you can kind of have that minion sitting out there being hunted, and you can kind of bypass them to hit the villain if you so desire. And then she has the On the Hunt ability response. After the player phase begins, draw 1 card for each minion engaged with you to a maximum of 3. So this is very similar to the card Bring It, which draws you a card for each minion engaged with you. It is quite sensibly limited to 3. Because, just Vision Bring It things coming to mind here. But okay, so you can use Hunted to bring that minion in, it looks like. And then it's stunned, so you don't have to worry about it. You leave it there, and it's going to effectively give you 1 card drawn in the future.
Yeah,
That's the way I read that.
That is a really strong ability, I think, especially since you're stunning them. So I think if you can set it up and you can get Hunted played every single round, you're looking at a 6 hand size minimum in like hero form, because you let them roll with the stun, you set them up so that you can take them out the next turn. Plus, if you're running aggression, now you have Bring It and you can double up on the card draw. That seems good.
Yeah, like your encounter card could just be a minion on top of finding one with Hunted. You can minion summon, maybe you get under fire on expert mode, you get 2 minions. This stuff's like not that common unless you're against Mutagen formula or Ultron. I don't know. But yeah, this seems very good to me. We'll have to see how many Hunted, how it all plays out. But card draw's just good. So having the ability of a card draw is going to be, both strong but also fun. You have more options in hand. And, you might need them to deal with those minions once the stun has worn off. Especially with only 2 printed attack. I was definitely expecting 3.
Yeah, she is very defensive focused. Like with a 1-2-3 stat line, I was not expecting that. I really wasn't. And then
I'm guessing she comes with a lot of attack cards. But we'll see what she's got.
That's probably a very, very good prediction. Brombe in chat calls out that she does have 3 Hunted cards. Which makes sense because it says each minion with a copy of Hunted, so we know we're getting at least 2, right? Like, or else that it would say
the
weird. Minion with Hunted attached, right? So we have multiple copies. It sounds like we have 3. The hero art is really good. I do like that. 96, 93. Yeah, the hero art. I feel like they've really stepped up in the last couple of heroes. The art has been really good.
Yeah, I've liked all the hero packs like in the last wave. This card looks good. Even like the green in her eyes really pops against the orange. So like the little details as well as like the dynamic pose and stuff is pretty cool. So definitely a big fan of this so far.
Yeah. So far, add it to your hand, a card that is indicative of her entire game plan. Playing Hunted has her pull any minion she chooses out of the encounter deck or discard pile and corner it, stunning that minion for good measure. Nice. Okay. My mind is going. Yeah, and I forgot who just said it. Knight. It's a shame she cannot play Man on the Wall. I think
maybe that'd be too good. I was just thinking though, like she's got this way to stun minions ultra reliably. Press the Advantage is a card that rewards you for damaging stunned characters. So she might be one of the better characters for that card.
That's fat. Oh yeah, great shout. I haven't thought about Press the Advantage in a long time.
Me neither, but now with Tigra, maybe I will.
That's amazing. So it may seem detrimental to actively pull minions into play. Yeah, Yeah, it does. But for heroes like Tigra, that's exactly what she wants. Her on the hunt ability allows her to draw up to 3 extra cards at the start of the player phase, which is wild. 8 cards in player, that that's the most. I guess like there are other card draw abilities, but like Iron Man can get up to 7 with his abilities. I'm trying to think of other heroes that allow you to
Star-Lord
draw
with 3
cards.
encounter cards in his helmet. Like,
Star-Lord with
it's
3.
not
Oh
great.
yeah. Yep.
It's not like baseline printed on, but you do have to try and find minions, so I guess it does
Yep.
take effort here still. But that's definitely going to be useful. Like pinned down and protection feels like it's going to be a must-have kind of thing if you play her in green.
Pinned out is going to be great. Bringing in like our big the Bell helicarrier, so you can panic button out whenever you need to and just kind of like wipe the field. That's so cool. So she starts the player phase with at least 3 minions engaged with her, which is easy to do with 3 copies of Hunted in your deck. Okay, there you go. Read the cards. She could start the phase with a whopping 8 cards in hand. Every card gives Tigra another tool to work with, or resource to spin. And since Hunted stuns the minion, she won't have to worry about taking attacks from these minions right away. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like that was almost word for word what I said about the cards in hand.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the thing is once the stun wears off and you're unlikely to have 300s in one hand, so trying to keep multiple minions out at once starts to become more interesting. I wonder if it's going to be worth it, for that card draw to take that minion attack and how well she can handle it. It's kind of my big question marks, but the overall playstyle here seems very kind of like interesting. Obviously going to vary humongously with whatever minions are in the encounter deck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I just think that being able to choose is so beneficial. Like Defender of the Nine Realms with Thor, if you top deck into something like a Sentinel Mark 8, like that's very scary. Right?
That's not good at all.
It's not good. It's not good. And so like being able to choose, which is kind of similar to like the Chooser with the Slain and Valkyrie, I've always enjoyed that card. Because now we have scenarios like in MODOK, you go get an Adaptoid and you can get those like when defeated and start pulling off counters and stuff. So you can start gamifying some of the specific scenarios with the chosen minion, which is really cool.
Yeah.
She wants to play protection. Yeah, they're gonna be hype. So I love protection. I know VillainTheory loves protection now too.
I do. It's annoying. There's part of me that was so used to not liking protection for so long. Even now, I'm like, protection. But actually, I really like protection. I really genuinely love it.
So Tigra focuses on minions, continues into the rest of her kit. Her cat head amulet, which is a 2-cost upgrade. I had the hardest time understanding what this picture was. I got it now.
Really?
I don't know. I thought it was like a display case. I could not figure it out. Anyways, 2-cost cat head's amulet. It is an artifact and an item. As a resource, we can exhaust the amulet to generate a physical resource for each minion engaged with you to a maximum of 3.
Triple resource generator. It has happened.
Bananas. But the fact that this is 2-cost is insane to me.
It's interesting. I mean, it could be a 0-cost resource, like a 0 resource generator. I mean, if you don't have a minion, but getting up to 3 resources started to make me think, yeah, I'll take some more minion damage. I might leave them out a little longer. Pinned down Tigra is just starting to really just call me to protection specifically. It's an item as well. Jubilee can shopping spree. This is a little note.
Yeah.
But I mean, this just seems like a really good card for her. That's all I can say.
And like in the Age of Apocalypse wave, we got so many new minion summoning cards. So typically that was kind of like locked to aggression, but now we have like pinned down, or not pinned down. What am I thinking?
Come get me, bub.
Come get me, bub. Yes, thank you. Come get me, bub. Squared off, infiltration. We have ways to summon some of these minions in the other aspects. And so, the more that we're like seeing these cards, I feel like protection makes a ton of sense. You got pinned down, then you got come get me, bub, and that's going to protect you from a attack because you get the tough. You could go the stun with the hunted and stun that minion. If you can just hold 3 minions, you're feeling real good.
I think you win.
Yeah, yeah.
This looks good. This looks fun. I like how dynamic it is that it reacts to like the board state based on what it generates. So any really got good things to say about all of this. I'm curious if you like. This just seems like a must-play card for her. It's kind of my
Yeah.
impression. I guess that goes for a lot of characters with their special resource generator, but I don't know. If I see this in my opening hand, I'm trying to get all the minions I can get.
Yeah, and I haven't even seen any of the other cards, but I would assume that this is probably strong enough to at least consider superpower training. That being
yeah, I guess we'll have to see, but
yeah, my hesitation that I just realized right there at the end, she has one thwart. I hope that she has some ways to thwart. I'm assuming it's going to be like remove 2 threat for every minion engaged with you. That seems like kind of in line with what we've been.
That checks out. Okay.
Also,
Do
the
you want to
amulet.
see what comes next?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Yeah. The amulet is not a hero resource, so you can use it in alter ego. Good point. And then
That is a good shout.
someone said something that I wanted to call out. Oh yeah, the orange background, the color scheming on these cards, I'm a fan of. I really like the orange.
It's quite a nice kind of striking color. We don't normally see it on hero cards, I think is a thing. I can't think of a single other character. There probably is. I can't think of it. So yeah, I like that too. And I guess we haven't even touched on the fact that there are physical resources here. So anything like drop kick, all that kind of stuff is going to be a little nicer for her. Yarnborn.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. And it's, I think, our only triple resource generator, right? We have a couple of doubles, but I think it's our only triple.
It's anyone I can think of, yeah. Yeah.
Tooth and Claw. What is Tooth and Claw? Ooh.
Let's have a look. Tooth and Claw, it's a 4-cost event, but if she's getting a lot of card draw, maybe that makes that easier. It's an attack has a superpower trait, so maybe she's a death focus character. Reduce the cost to play this event by 1 for each minion engaged with you. Should have read the card. Answer the cost. So this is a 1-cost card if you have 3 minions out, basically. Realistically, it's probably a 2 to 3 cost card most of the time, I'm going to imagine, for her. Hero action, attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So it's like a slightly better version of melee, but it could damage the same enemy. Okay. This seems like a good card.
Yeah, especially with all the ways that we have to iterate up that damage. Now, we can't use something like Hone Technique on this because it's not an aggression card, but like Aggressive Energy makes it a 5/5. Warrior Skill makes it a 5/5 or 6/6 if you're playing it with Aggressive Energy. The cost of 4 is a little scary. That being said, we can get a minion on turn 1, so this is going to be, I think, pretty much always a 3 cost.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say 8 damage for 4 cost isn't terrible. It's maybe more than we would like, but you can split it up. It can go to different places. I don't think if in an emergency, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if you were like, oh, I've got no minions, but I need to take out the villain, which seems like a weird situation for Tigra to get into. But I don't hate it. So 3 cost, 2 cost, 1 cost, extremely good.
And Sean just called out, it doesn't cap at 3, so it could be a free card. Like if you have 4 minions, this does not have the cost of 3. Yeah.
I was thinking like she wants to get like up to 3, but yeah, if you get a 4th one. I mean, if I get a 5th one, do I get some money back?
Yeah, there you go. It's -1. You actually get to, it pops it back to hand.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Potentially 0 cost. That is really good. And she's gonna have a crazy like playstyle, like push your risk, more minions, more benefits, kind of.
Oh yeah, she's gonna go real quick. Also, at 2 costs, at 2 minions with her amulet, this is a free card. Right, because it reduces it by 2, then you can generate 2 resources. And so even at 2, you're losing that resource generator and you can't use those resources elsewhere. But then you're getting an 8 cost attack for 1 resource generator use.
Yeah, it's definitely nice once you've got it all set up. That's just basically free damage. So I'm curious what else she has for damage and how many copies of this she has. I'm guessing there's at least 2. I'm guessing maybe her forwarding event is different from what you predicted. All her events are going to be kind of reduced for the amount of minions.
Yeah, I like that. Cool. Both scale to the number of minions engaged with her, generating more and costing fewer resources, respectively. Her sharp claws. This sounds like an upgrade. It's a
sounds like a +1 attack.
Yeah, right. There you go. Oh yeah, there. Yep. Man, have you played this game before?
Yeah. Do you want me
Uh,
to read this one, or do you want to go for it?
I'll read this one. Sharp Claws, one cost upgrade. It's a weapon upgrade. So lock and loadable, all of the exhaustible stuff for like firepower, that kind of stuff. But when you make a basic attack, you can exhaust Sharp Claws. She gets +1 attack for the attack, and then she can choose that the attack either gains overkill or piercing. That's fun.
Ah, okay. So it was +1 attack, but it's only once if you exhaust it, so it's not like a flat bonus. So it wasn't actually what I was expecting. It was a good job I didn't read it. Overkill seems very good, and piercing can be very good at the same time. So yeah, I think the piercing on demand should be really useful.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more minions coming into the game with tough status cards, and so this is going to help us get around it. She gets the +1 attack. It is a little sad that she has to exhaust it, mainly because when she takes out a minion, she gets to ready. And so she's only going to get that +1 attack, where I think she's probably going to be looking at, on average, more than one attack every single turn. So like she's only getting that +1 for one of those attacks, unless there's a way to ready this. Having at 2, this takes her up to a 3. It would be nice to go like a specialized training or something, combat specialist to get her up to a 4, combat training to get her up to a 4, or something like that, just to have that passive plus benefit of always having the +1 attack. Whereas this one is just like that once per round. So
I'm curious, does she only have 1 copy of these or 2? Because she can have Sharp Claws on both hands, which might mean you can like use it to take out one minion, ready up from hunted, then like attack something else with another bonus. But I'm not sure. That could be completely false.
yeah, and that's what Wikipedia is asking, because it's not a unique card. So you could very much have 2 of them in there. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
The name Wikipedia is very good for reading
Isn't
out.
it?
Like,
Isn't it
or
great?
something.
It's
It's like,
a
wait,
fantastic name.
Wikipedia says
Yeah,
this?
it's an amazing name. I love it. It's so good. So yeah, Sharp Claws, 1 cost upgrade. The 1 cost is really nice. It's 1 cost is great. 1 cost to give you piercing or overkill is fantastic. I wonder if she has any cards that are going to modify that basic attack. So like now I'm thinking of like directed force, or not mean swing, but skilled strike, right? So directed force gives you +2 attack on an attack that has effectively a keyword. This gives you that keyword. So now if you have overkill, it's +2. You're pushing that overkill damage a little bit more.
Sounds good to me.
I like it. So those are the Sharp Claws. Can grant basic attacks a boost and help take out weaker prey, which synergizes well with her hunted ability. Ability to ready up for another strike. If things start to look dicey, she can utilize her cat-like reflexes. What is this card? I love the art. That's really cool.
I'm getting like flashbacks to Silk's cards, because doesn't she have like spider claws and like spider reflexes or something?
Yeah.
We have a 1 cost upgrade here. Cat-like reflexes. Yeah, I do like the art a lot. It's like a nice motion effect.
Yes.
Superpower, which is reinforcing the death focus kind of angle potentially. A hero interrupt. When you take any amount of damage, discard cat-like reflexes. Prevent 3 of that damage. You may confuse a minion engaged with you. Did not see that coming. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up?
I was going to say, like, I feel like for its cost, it's fine. But then getting that status card on top of the damage prevention sort of really like elevates this. You know, I know it's only for a minion, but it's going to let you keep that card draw if you need to get Alter Ego, which seems interesting. Actually, I don't know. I think this is a weird card, but I don't dislike it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not defense. It's not preparation. It feels like a prep card to me, but it's not. It's like, it is a little interesting that she loses her cat-like reflexes after using it once, just like thematically. It's like, oh no, I'm now clumsy again. But but I do like the preventing of 3 damage. It's not a force interrupt. You can choose when you do it. Confusing a minion helps, because I do think we're going to probably be visiting Alter Ego to recur those wanted. We don't have any way to do that in hero form that we have seen yet. And it feels really good to get those hunted cards. And so I feel like that's going to be one of the main concerns, especially in true solo, is flipping down, and then it's like now you have 4 enemies scheming on you. It's like, well, that's not good. um Also, going back to press the advantage that you called out, where it just has to be a status card on the enemy that you
Mm.
attack. Now you have a confused status card, and you can actually like keep that confused around for a while until you flip down. And that press the advantage is always online, so you can draw the card anytime you want to.
Yeah, and it feels like Tigra wants to be the one to defeat minions, but so I was just thinking about all those like allies in justice which react to confuses, but obviously it's sort of like a butterfly, which would help her. She did want to take
Yeah.
that minion out, maybe overkill it. So there's some interesting stuff here. Feels like a weird card, but I do like that it's any damage. It doesn't have to be from an attack, so that's kind of nice.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
That is nice, and then you can yeah. Okay.
it's just a little extra.
Yeah. Okay, so that was cat like reflexes to reduce some of her incoming fire from any source. There you go. And confuse the minion at the same time, allowing her. I feel like it sounds like they're just like writing the article like as we are. Breathing room to switch back to alter ego form when needed. And while she's in alter ego form, she can drag those minions to the precinct HQ. Oh, we're like arresting them. That's kind of fun.
Is this gonna be like the raft?
It sounds like it. So the precinct HQ, we've got a alter ego action. This is a 2-cost support. To exhaust it, remove 1 threat from a scheme and remove 1 additional threat for each minion engaged with you. Okay. I mean that helps a lot with the threat problem that we were just discussing.
Yeah. I have like some mixed feelings initially. I guess we're gonna have to see how well she can keep these minions around. But I'm just worried if I flip down with 3 minions, then all of them are scheming. I don't know if 1 additional threat for each is quite how it's gonna shake out with only like 1 threat addition like initially. Beyond that, I don't know. But I think the idea is kind of interesting. It's definitely not the raft I was expecting by the way they led up to it and the way it's named. But I like this. It's kind of I don't know, somewhat like interrogation room, that kind of thing. But they're still with you, which is kind of interesting. So I think it's an interesting card. I'm gonna have to be convinced and play to see how much I actually like it.
Yeah. Knight is talking like I think a raft deck would be a lot of fun, as chat's kind of talking about. Um, one of the other things is ready for a fight. So if we are running a protection, we can flip down and use this
Oh,
every round to remove 2, 3, 4 threat. There is no cap, which I guess in solo,
that's interesting.
and it's from any scheme. It is not from the main. So you can bring that specialized training, and if you have 3 minions engaged with you, you're removing 4 threat from. Yeah, it's interesting. I now that I'm talking, I'm the way that I process information is I just say words and then I catch up later. Uh, but yeah, I think I'm with you. It'll be really interesting to see how frequently this actually gets triggered.
Ready for a Fight's really interesting with Tigra because the amulet has that physical guarantee that makes it quite reliable, which is nice.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I do like having that option of like reliability built in to the hero. And I'm also thinking about looking at this when I'm looking at this card. I'm thinking of B Cop just because it's like a police theme.
yeah.
So do they have a lot of actual synergy? I don't know, but thematically they have synergy, which is
Yeah.
something.
We're running the cop deck now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's really interesting. I think I will like her a ton in protection. I think this is the last card that we got for her. Yep. So we do have a couple of like aggression cards, but let's talk just about Tigra right now. What are your overall thoughts? What are you thinking? Do you think she's gonna be strong? You think she's gonna be fun? What do you think?
I think she's going to be fun. I'm getting, what I was predicting when we talked in Shadow of the Cast was something like -1 to all minion damage, something like that. But it's actually a stun. So it's temporarily, they do 0 damage, and then they're back to normal. And I think that kind of, there's going to be kind of a flow to managing the minions, which will vary with the minions you're engaged with and how much damage they're doing and how much you can afford to like let them be there. And versus how much, okay, the stuns are worn off, I need to take them out this turn and kind of like reset and then go trigger, get another one back in. I think that's going to have fun decision. It almost in my head it's reminding me of Nick Fury managing his like threat counters, which might be completely different, and it's obviously actually very different. But just kind of that extra thing on the board to kind of manage how you go about what you're doing. It's kind of like an extra dimension to the play, which I think is actually going to turn out to be really fun the more I talk about it. Minion's my favorite type of encounter card, so minion hero is always a good time. So I'm getting a good impression here. Strength, slightly hard to predict, I feel like. But I'm predicting, my first thought is maybe she's going to be a really good rush character. Just leave those minions there, keep attacking. You can bypass guard with Hunted. Take one of those maybe guard minions right out the deck to begin with. That's kind of my impression.
Yeah. I think one of the things, each minion with a copy of Hunted loses guard. I think that's going to be slept on until I actually get it to the table. I don't think I understand how good that can be, because I feel like a lot of the guard minions, their power comes from that guard keyword, and if it loses that, it can probably just sit around. There's like 1/1/5 guards all over the place, right? So like that seems like a pretty decent like minion to grab. Yeah, I'll be
especially for like
sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say, for like solo play especially, I feel like sometimes you can see like the finish line, but if that minion wasn't like, a lot of the time you could just ignore the minion, you could win. But if it's guard, it might take another extra turn, and then something else might go wrong. So it's not still good in multiplayer, obviously, but I just feel like that's gonna be particularly nice.
100%. Yeah, I'm scared about threat. I think that's my biggest like hang up with her right now. Like, she has threat removal and alter ego, but then if you go to alter ego, you're gonna get more threat, and so there's an issue there. And we don't have all of her cards yet, and so we potentially will see something similar to her Tooth and Claw event, but for threat removal. I hope so.
Yeah.
Or like
It's weird
chase them down type card.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that Winter Soldier's hero ability is effectively chase them down, and hers is effectively bring it. So it's taking some kind of interesting kind of aspecty kind of like cards and making the hero abilities. But yeah, the threat thing is definitely a big concern. And I'm also going back to her stat line with that 3 defense. But I need to defeat a minion to get the ready from Hunted. And maybe depending on how many attacks she's got, that might not be guaranteed in terms of attack events I'm talking about. So definitely got some big question marks, but overall the game plan looks fun and dynamic. And I like everything I've seen, except maybe kind of like reflexes. I'm like, okay, precinct HQ. I'm a little bit skeptical, but there's so much we haven't seen yet, so it could work out in a really fun way. There could be in this article something like ready for a fight, which lets you flip and change forms and all sorts of crazy stuff. So I'm curious. I think she looks more. I think I'm more excited for her than I thought I would be.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. So
I was Team Hulkling.
Team Hulkling. Alrighty, nice. I don't. Yeah, I'm just excited to see what Hulkling does. But I think his change and shifting forms is going to be really cool. I'm pretty happy with this. I think she's going to be pretty good in all of the aspects, right? Like, Justice is going to solve the threat issue. Aggression is. There's a lot of benefits for taking out minions and aggression. We've talked a decent bit about protection with the pin down, ready for our fights, but then also leadership. If she's able to soak a lot of these minions, she's going to be able to play a lot of these really high cost leadership allies and run like a mighty Avenger type thing, because she is that Avenger traded. And like, if she has 3 minions, she's playing Giant Man for 2 resources. Like, that seems good. like she's rich, and so she can lean into that leadership pretty well. So
yeah, I mean, leadership also has, I'm thinking, like maybe something like Noble Sacrifice just to keep her healthy.
Oh yeah,
little things like that. I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting, because Squared Off is obviously very very good for her. So I am curious. I'm just feeling protection and pinned down. Pinned down feels so good for Tigra from what I'm seeing here. So I think that'll be hard to top. But I'm gonna say I think almost every hero is good in every aspect these days if you have the whole card pool.
True.
But there are nice synergies to talk about here. So that is fun.
I'm gonna be building her alongside someone running pin down, so I can play Bring It. And so
ooh, that's perfect.
3 pin downs, 3 Bring It's. We're running at an 11 hand size. Let's go.
That's crazy.
Nice. Okay, so she comes with a aggression precon, which is not news. They did tell us that in the initial article. I didn't see this art. I hadn't scrolled down that far, so I wanted to see that. So, a aggression precon. While Tigra can gain a lot of benefits from having multiple minions engaged with her, she will need to deal with those minions eventually. Fortunately, that's where the rest of her pre-built aggression deck comes in. First in line is Two Gun Kid. What a name.
This guy sounds familiar.
Yeah, right? So Two Gun Kid looks like he works at a rodeo. 3 cost, 1, 2, 3, with an interrupt on his attack. When he makes a basic attack, choose 2 enemies instead of 1 and resolve this attack against each of them. That's cool.
That seems really good.
Yeah, right?
If you have boot camp, that's like 6 damage.
Boot camp or any ways to like modify that attack. I mean, like I think
Enraged.
Enraged. Yeah, because that's +2.
The angrier he is, the more his guns like deal damage.
He's like pushing the guns as he's shooting to get the extra momentum.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Also, like they nailed the thematics there. Like that is like that makes a lot of sense for Two Gun guy. Like he can shoot 2 people. Like that makes a lot of sense. Also for like a Spider Woman, you can Voltron if you run him alongside leadership. That feels pretty decent.
Yeah. I like that.
Honorary Guardian Energy Spear. Yeah, that'd be sick.
If you give Two Gun Kid the sidearm upgrade, does that mean he's a 3 gun kid?
He is a 3 gun kid. Yes.
Keeps one under his hat.
Oh, that's amazing. Trip Pinned Down is a protection card. It's a 0 cost upgrade that you attach to a minion, and the minion gets -2 attack. So you put it out there, and basically the minion is not activating anymore. So that's why we're saying Pinned Down with Tigra is going to be really good, because then she just farms the minion for resources and stuff. I'm happy with this. I'm kind of surprised that it's not 4 cost, because it's effectively a 1/4/3. That being said, that 4 is like less flexible because you split it up. But I mean, like 4 damage off of 1 activation feels really good.
I mean, we've seen Gold Balls now, who is effectively 4 damage printed for a 3 cost. But you know, some would say maybe he's too good for his cost. I don't know if I'm one of those people, but you know, the discarding can be pretty. You know, if you discard something, you know, you really want it. That's kind of like a hero specific upgrade. You know, it does have a cost. But yeah, this you have to have 2 enemies out. So if it's just a villain, there's no minions. You know, he's not as good. But for Tigra and any minion summoners, you know, someone playing aggression which has minion summoning, starts to look really, really good. So I'm quite impressed by this card, and I think I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to boost his attack up. You can give him Laser Blaster with Honorary Guardian, then he's 4 gun kid.
4 gun kid. 4 gun kid. I do like how 2 gun kid has 0 guns in the artwork.
That's true. I mean, you can see his arms, but that's a different story. I don't know what I'm talking about now. But he's also got the Avenger. You know, a new Avenger ally is exciting. We had that with Manifold in Shuri's pack. We now got another new Avenger for Aggression, which I'm excited to, you know, Boot Camp Avengers Aggression is quite fun. And this is a significant upgrade.
Yeah. My only like perceived downside right now, especially for like Tigra, is Tigra wants to take out the minions. And so this can set it up so that she can take out like a higher health minion. But like if you have 2 gun kid out there and you have boot camp, like there's a decent chance that he's taking out those minions, whereas Tigra wants to be doing that.
Yeah. I think as you get wider into multiplayer and there's more minions around, it kind of fades away. But in solo, it's going to be, you know, there's definitely I don't know if opportunity cost would be the right word, but there's definitely factors to consider that he might not always get his full value or take away value from something else.
Yeah. Really cool card. I'm happy with the design of the card. So that's 2 gun kid, a handy ally, nice, who can attack 2 enemies at once, potentially taking out a pair of minions in one go. If Tigra doesn't have enough time to deal damage, she can deliver a coup de grace. What does coup de grace do?
Well, I first want to just go back to 2 gun kid very briefly.
Yeah, of course.
Say the aggression allies are always so good. You were talking about that on your stream, I think. Was it yesterday? The aggression allies are really good. So they're keeping good form there.
Yes.
Right. So coup de grace is a 2 cost event. It's an attack. Hero action, attack, defeat a non-elite minion with an upgrade attached. That sentence there is already just extremely niche before I process anything else. That's like so specific. It says ignore any when defeated abilities on that minion. So immediate thoughts, this is like a tech card against certain scenarios or certain heroes. Like this is not something you would run probably in, I don't know, Captain America or something like that. It's got flavor text. I'm putting it into this right now by Black Knight. The art is amazing.
Mm-hmm. The art is intense.
The art is my favorite part of this card, I think.
Nice. I like Emperor's calling out. Valkyrie is very happy with this card. Right? 2 cost to just kill a minion with Death Glow on it. I think Cyclops really... finally, Cyclops gets something good.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like outside of like the 4 or 5 heroes with like easy upgrade placement, like maybe like Rogue would be one of them. I'm not sure.
That's cool.
Outside of those, it becomes a little bit tricky. But specifically, Valkyrie and Tigra, they have those cards which let them search for a specific minion, which I think is really good. So those are 2 characters with upgrades and abilities to search for a specific minion. They can make sure they get a non-elite minion, because Cyclops, what if an elite minion comes up? Or there is an element that you'd have to draw this and one of his tactic upgrades, which if he starts Rodrigo is much easier because of his ability, but so on and so forth. Yeah, I'm just my thoughts are very niche, but very cool art and probably really good in certain situations.
Mike is calling out also Iceman and Nightcrawler. Like it. I really like it for... Yeah. Those are interesting. I think I like it most with Cyclops.
Yeah, I'm sticking with like Tigra and Valkyrie. I just you have to be playing Iceman, and then you have to get the right kind of minion in front of you, and maybe you summon it in or something. But also, a 2-cost attack card could probably defeat a decent amount of minions. It could just be relentless attack or something. So it has to then have a when defeated to be different for a certain amount of characters, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
we'll see, but I'm intrigued.
Nice. I think getting around the when defeated abilities can be huge as well. So we'll see. It's gonna probably be one of those cards that you build for the scenario rather than the hero.
That's how I'm feeling with it. But the art is so good, though. I'm gonna try and use this in some decks.
Yeah, right. So instantly defeating it. This works especially well with hunted or tactic upgrades like suppressing fire. We've seen this before, but it's a new art. So this is a 0-cost upgrade in red. You attach it to a minion, and then when you attack and defeat the minion, you heal 2 damage from your hero. So we've got this at some point, probably in the Cyclops, our like hero pack or alongside that. I do like the new art. It feels very spy themed, which is kind of fun.
It's interesting they're reprinting it. I think it came with Iceman, so this is quite a recent kind of reprint. But yeah, the art is very spy themed actually.
Do you ever run this card? I've never run this card.
Sometimes I throw 1 or 2 in this certain kind of deck. Again, it's one of those multiplayer things when you're more likely to have a minion out and be more flexible about defeating it. I think Moment of Triumph is strong competition for this card, especially. We'll see. This makes me think Tigra might not have any healing in kit, kind of like the ally version of her, just because they put this in. But obviously, this seems to work well with her, and it obviously works well with the attack we just looked at.
Coup de grace.
So, yeah. I'm okay with it being.
It's like okay, cool. Yeah, if it did come in Iceman, I am really surprised that they reprinted it, because that was like a wave and a half ago, right? Like that was not a long time ago.
Well, this is like a little bonus wave, and so I don't know, but it seems to fit well here. It seems to fit with that new attack card they wanted to make. So I guess that's the reasoning.
Also, suppressing fire, coup de grace, as well as Tune Gun Kid are all mental resources. So like Hone Technique, just as like, can be a little bit more flexible with what you put in. If you are running that Hone Technique, it's like you can go coup de grace with that mental. It's a thing.
The problem with Hone Technique and coup de grace is that coup de grace doesn't do damage, so you can't increase it with it. So
Yeah,
it's kind
right.
of it's a little awkward.
Yeah. So that is suppressing fire, which can provide handy benefits without costing Tigra momentum. And when Tigra is ready for a big swing, also I just thought about this. I think she's gonna like Glob. I think Tigra is going to like
Oh
Glob.
yeah.
When Glob comes into play, you deal 2 damage to an enemy with a upgrade attached, and that could be that haunted, setting him up to take out for Tigra to take it out. But I was just thinking about that when we were talking about a reprint. I was like, oh, that'd be a good card to put in here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Shark Girl as well, by extension of dealing extra damage with attachments,
Yeah.
maybe? Definitely interesting.
Launch a Savage Strike. So is this going to be just like a more intense version of Skilled Strike? What does this do? Oh, wow. Okay.
The art is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, me neither.
It's got kind of a retro feel. I've been reading a lot of comics lately.
Nice.
I've been reading like so many. But free cost event, Savage Strike, skill, interesting maybe for Psylocke or something. Hero interrupt. When you make a basic attack, you get +6 for this attack, and it gains piercing. Yes. This is going to be a very fun card to play. It's got a little bit of like Maid of Rage or something like that from Colossus. Free cost, getting 6 damage, but it does have piercing. And you do have to attach it to a basic attack, so there's a high chance you're going to do excess damage here and like lose some against most minions. But I do think I like this card. I think it's a very fun card.
It also like combos with her claws, which could give her overkill. And so now she has piercing and overkill. It combos.
Yeah.
You have to have both of them in your hand, but again, a directed force makes this effectively a +8.
I see a lot of characters maybe running this with hand cannon, which gives you like overkill on demand on your basic attacks. So then you're not wasting it.
Beautiful.
But you're putting some of the damage like onto the villain, as well as take out the minion. Or if there's like another minion or a different problem, like it's a lot of resources committed to basically progressing the game state as opposed to handling, like controlling the board, which may or may not be desirable. But definitely, I mean, focus card, 6 damage and piercing. I think this is pretty decent. It's just the attachment to the basic attack. I'm going to have to play with this a bit, but I like it and I think it's fun. It's got that crack flavor text, so that's the sound it's going to make when you hit someone with this.
I respect the heck out of anyone who's going to uppercut someone with those fangs. Like that just seems dangerous.
Yeah, it does. Oh, you know what I just thought of? I don't know if anyone in chat said this, but a wasp in giant form can split up the damage from a basic attack.
Oh.
So isn't it going to like let you piercing multiple characters? Is that how that works in the rules? The rules are crazy for it. But giant form wasp, I think, it's suddenly become maybe the character I want to try this with the most.
Yes, especially with that hand cannon.
Yeah, that gets crazy.
I love the overkill wasp giant wasp form build. That's just such a fun classic build, and this really breathes some new life into it. Plus, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
it's Doc Samson in the picture. I got it. Okay, cool.
Right.
Interesting. Okay, so I was not expecting that. Cool.
Nice.
So, Savage Strike. Also, if you have 3 minions with her amulet, this is +6. Huh? I don't know. 3 resource generators, insane. Like,
yep.
Or a tough minion. Combine that with her signature sharp claws and something like aggressive conditioning. So aggressive conditioning is another 3-cost upgrade. I love the art in this.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I prefer it to the previous one.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so aggressive conditioning. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. You get +3 hit points, and your hero gets +1 attack. So it's like a combat training plus an endurance combined, -1 cost. That's cool. I like it.
This is good. I'm gonna use this card as my first 4.
No, go for it. Sorry.
I was playing around with making a She-Hulk deck not long before we did this live stream, and I'm just thinking this would go into that deck like right now. I mean, it's a little bit pricey for a 4-hand size hero, maybe, but characters that like the extra hit points and like the attack, it's cheaper than the combination of like endurance and then combat training, and it stacks with them, which is crazy. And like getting potentially endurance and aggressive conditioning feels like it's going to open up some big health combos, makes things like maybe like toe to toe, counter attack, I think it's called, you'll pay for that. All the cards which reward you for getting hit or make you get hit. Or even like the minion build, like Tigra's gonna have holding multiple minions and just getting that extra health. It's gonna be really nice as an option. So I think I like this card a lot.
It's impressive. Like it's good. It's really good. Plus you can play it alongside of a combat training. So like it's just more ways to up that attack, which is really cool. I wanna clarify. So combat training and endurance would still be 3 printed cost. What I meant by -1 cost is like the effective cost, because then like it's 2 cards that you're playing versus 1 card. So this is a 4 effective cost, whereas you play combat training and endurance, that's 5 total effective cost. So it is a little bit more efficient than playing both of them by themselves. And then you can play both of them alongside this, which is wild.
I like that you can play this on any player as well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of flexibility. You can like run 2 in your deck, and if you've got one, then give one to the other player at the table, kind of thing. So yeah, I like everything about this.
I now
Even got like that physical resource.
And I like now my mind is like, are we gonna get protective training? Are we gonna get leadership training? Are we gonna get like
Ooh,
you
think they're gonna push the
training?
They could push the basic stats. That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, like +1 defense and +3 hit points.
I
I would play a +1 defense +3 hit point protection card all day.
Yeah. Okay. It's definitely interesting design space. I'm curious if they keep it up throughout this little bonus wave. This is probably, along with Two Gun Kid, my favorite of the aggression cards here. I feel like these were so good.
3 cost is decent, but I think it's a lot of benefit for what you're getting.
Yeah, like you say, combat training and endurance, but cheaper. It is like, if you had 5 cards in hand to play, if one of those was combat training, one of those was endurance, and you played them both, that's all 5 gone. Here, you're getting the same benefit, but you'd have 1 card left over effectively, which is nice. If I find this on turn 1, particularly if I'm like, I don't know, Wolverine springs to mind, X-23. There's a whole bunch of characters that are really gonna like this. That's a really nice card to have. And it doesn't feel like overpowered either. I feel like I run combat training less and less, only on the characters that really are going to be getting multiple attacks, which is probably maybe not in the core set how it's intended, but kind of how it's shaken out. But this, I feel like, is I feel like I prefer this to combat training. It's just a cost, which is more of an obstacle for a kind of a slow impact card. But I still like this, and the art makes me want to use it especially.
I love the colors. I think like I don't know, the art is so like simple but striking. Like I'm really connecting with the art here.
It's kind of atmospheric.
Yeah. It feels like he has almost like this sense. Panther knows what's going on, which makes a lot of sense. Emperor's talking about running this in Drax with red. That could be kind of fun, like upping that health. That's really cool.
You know what you can do with this card? You can make the maximum damage possible with Deadpool. Go a little higher if you want to.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah, now I'm thinking about like symbiote suit plus a specialized training, combat training. I mean, like you're looking at +4 attack just off that. Yeah.
Yep.
That. Yeah, I think Wasp is gonna really like. Wasp likes this card too.
True.
Like if she's splitting up that attack.
Yeah. But going back to Wasp, and we talked about Savage Strike. I mean, this isn't really about Wasp, but it made me think about Savage Strike. Savage Strike also strikes me as kind of a rush-oriented card, because there's nothing worse than trying to rush down a villain. You take out one stage, and the next stage comes in with tough, and it kind of like slows everything down. But then you can maybe Savage Strike them or something. I know rush isn't for everyone. It's not my preferred playstyle, but it is always interesting to get a couple more tools for that purpose.
Yeah, totally. And that's a whopping 10 damage basic attack with overkill and piercing. Dish that out to a minion with hunted attached, and Tigra can keep fighting till there's no prey left to chase. So no minion is safe when Tigra is on the hunt. With her abilities only getting stronger the more she faces, she is a fierce hero and a strong addition to any team. She is going to come with Hulkling in the coming. The article for Hulkling is coming in the coming weeks, and Civil War is coming in September, which is next month. I don't like that sentence. Ah,
It's so close.
I'm pretty
I
in
think most
my
people are excited to get stuff.
yeah, but in my mind it's still March for some reason. Like I feel like I feel like I
Oh, I
skipped
know.
a couple of months here.
It's going quick, but yeah, I'm, I'm. The September thing is gonna be kind of feel soon, but I'm liking Tigra. I'm thinking I need to see the threat removal, like you say, particularly for solo play. But yeah, I like it. I like this article.
She's gonna be, I think, a really fun multiplayer hero, and I think as we get more pieces of her kit, we can evaluate how much she's going to struggle or how much she's gonna be forced into kind of that rush strategy based on her thwarting potential.
Yeah, I mean, we had an early comment in chat about a similarity to Winter Soldier, and I can definitely like see it with the minion interaction. But she does have more reliable minion summoning, but she has less balanced stat line. You know, there's interesting differences, and yeah, that's actually interesting as well. Doesn't Winter Soldier have an upgrade that stays on the board that yeah, when you defeat a minion, you get to confuse the villain. Here we have prevent damage confuse a minion, or kind of like reflexes. I guess
Yeah.
it wasn't that similar, but I was just thinking about how they each can go ultra ego by doing kind of different things with an upgrade.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. I'm really happy with this. I think that, Tiger being a lesser known hero, the mechanics feel very interesting and dynamic, and so I'm pumped to try her out. I don't necessarily like care too much what the name is printed on the card. I'm more of a fan of the mechanics of the card. But I know that a lot of
Yeah,
people are like, I don't know Tiger, but I hope that this kit excites people who were kind of on that fence because it feels like a really, really cool, fun way to play the game.
yeah, very dynamic. Really looking forward to it.
Nice. Cool. So anything else before we log off and that we want to talk about with Tigra, but cool article.
I mean, I feel like we went through all the cards pretty decently. Like, probably forgotten to miss some things, but got a pretty good idea for all of those. We talked through quite a lot of the aspect stuff. Wonder how she might like the pool aspect we never talked about, like healing factor to keep
Oh
herself
yeah.
healthy from the minions, stuff like that. There's a ready in there as well, which likes a physical resource, which she seems to provide with her amulet a little bit. Depending on how many minions you have, it might be wasteful, but it's still an option, which is nice. Obviously, she's an Avenger. We didn't really talk about that much, but getting a second Avenger hero for like the first time in many years, after Falcon, Quinn Carrier, Avengers Tower, all that stuff, Master Courage, all those kind of crazy cards. Gonna be back on the table, and I have to assume she comes with more Avenger allies, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I love boot camp Avengers, and it feels like compared to X-Men ally stuff, Avengers doesn't look quite so flashy anymore. But looks like we're getting some help toward that. So a lot of good stuff here, and definitely feels like there's some gaps in her kit because obviously we haven't seen much of it yet. So I feel like my opinions on her could change significantly depending on what we see.
Yeah. Gurismo talking about how they really like this wave of minion slayers. It is cool that we got like all of these cards to like summon minions in the AOA wave, and then like in the next couple waves, it's like, okay, now here's your answer to pulling them out. Like take a. So very cool.
Yeah.
Villain, can you tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, I haven't been posting as many videos these days, but I've got a little YouTube channel. You search VillainTheory on YouTube, you'll find it, and that's about it, really.
Nice. So thank you all for hanging out, watching the stream. I will let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments and all of that good stuff. But as we start to see more, we're going to see more discussion around the upcoming heroes as well as the Civil War expansion on the channel as it comes out. So make sure that you stick around so you can hang out and see that. Thank you so very much, Villain. Always a pleasure talking about new cards with you. Thank you, chat, for watching, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Bye.